have caught our first fish!
Alright.
Woo-hoo!
Saying goodbye to Cayo Levisa. Been here for about a week and we loved it.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I miss you.
Goodbye, friendly fishermen. I loved the snorkeling. I loved the tranquility. I loved the beach. Just everything. It was perfect. It was so beautiful. Everything I thought cruising would be.
We set off on a short 20-mile hop to Cayo Ines de Soto, a large protected body of water surrounded by a ring of mangrove islands.
I don't know if you can tell, but the water is so beautiful out here. Just totally blue, blue, blue. Got the mountains in the distance. Look at my little ninja turtle over there.
What's that behind you?
That is Puerto Esperanza, which we're not allowed to go into.
It'd be a perfect place to get water and some food, which we're low on both, but hashtag Cuba problems.
Puerto Esperanza used to be the ideal stopping point for cruisers looking to travel inland to Viñales. But now, along with every other town between Havana and the western tip of Cuba, cruisers are no longer allowed to go ashore, making reprovisioning in this part of Cuba a major challenge.
And there it is, Puerto Esperanza, the forbidden fruit. I guess they don't have a port captain anymore. And they don't have a Guardia Frontera because it wasn't getting used enough. So not enough boats were actually coming through here. Hashtag Cuba problems. Okay, coming up to a shady pass, bud. How do you feel?
I feel pretty confident.
Feel ready?
Yeah.
That's because you're a man.
I'm the man.
To access the protected waters of Ines de Soto, we would have to navigate through a very narrow, unmarked pass with shallow reef on either side of the channel. This would be our first experience with such a pass.
Got to get into this tiny little pass, about 100 feet wide, and the channel itself, from what I've read, is only maybe 20 or 30. So here we go, wish us luck. Okay, we're making it through the pass. Had some real shallow areas off to our port side a minute ago. And this stick up ahead marks the edge of a reef that we've got to miss. And so we're gonna keep it just to our starboard side. But right now, we're right in the smack dab middle of this channel. How was the day?
It was good. We had to clean up the boat, check out of Cayo Levisa, throw away our trash. So then we navigated through a sketchy little pass and we had a lot of confidence and we got through. We were feeling on top of the world. Then we decided to get a little bit bold and try out a little teeny anchorage. And I was at the helm, Jordan was on the bow, and I was reading the depth sounder going to 3 feet, 2.9, 2.8, 2.7, and I think it went all the way up to 2.3 feet. And then we ran aground for the first time, which was actually kind of beautiful because the water was so clear and there were little starfish everywhere and you could see the seagrass. And the light was right above us, so you could see everything crystal clear. So, I don't know, I guess I always imagined running aground to be a very tumultuous, kind of crazy event. But it was actually quite gentle. And then we kind of rocked the boat back and forth, put her in reverse, and got out of there within like maybe 5 to 10 minutes. So it wasn't actually that bad. And now we're enjoying the sunset.
But man, that mojito tastes so much better after running aground, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it is beautiful here, isn't it? Isn't it, buddy?
Oh, yes.
Listen. Very quiet.
The next morning, we set out to do some spearfishing when we ran into a group of local fishermen. After giving us directions to the best reef in the area, these extremely friendly fishermen invited us to tour their operation, as well as to try our hand at catching a lobster or two. We eventually said farewell to our new friends and followed their directions to try and catch some dinner for ourselves.
What do we have for dinner, buddy?
Whole fried, I think both of these were lane snapper. We also have some fried mangrove snapper fillets, all of which was murdered by myself. We have a salad primavera.
Oh, wow.
We have some seasoned black beans. Oh, and we have a beautiful sunset. And we have old incubus.
Hey.
Funk it up. You have a very nice boat.
We sailed another 21 miles to the sandy beaches of Cayo Jutias, where that night we decided to have a bonfire ashore.
Life is really difficult right now, bud.
And the next morning, we made another quick hop over to Cayo Grande, our second to last stop in Cuba.
We're getting ready to take off, heading to Los Morros, the marina at Cabo San Antonio, which is essentially where we will check out of Cuba, and we'll check the weather there and sort of stage our departure for leaving Cuba, crossing the Yucatan Channel over to Mexico. Kind of a, sad thing to be leaving Cuba. We had a good time here, but at the same time, seeing as how it's illegal for us to go ashore almost everywhere, it's really hard to provision, and that's in a country where almost everything is rationed anyway. So even if we could go ashore, it'd be hard to get provisions, but we can't. So it's kind of like being, cruising on the moon in a way, because we've been relying on our canned food and being really, really frugal with our water usage. We're gonna get fresh water at Los Morros, which is gonna be the first fill up we've had since Hemingway. So maybe, 2 weeks or so. All right, here we go.
Just caught our first fish, maybe.
Yes!
Woo!
We have caught our first fish!
All right.
So exciting! Oh man, I'm so pumped. Look how beautiful this guy is. Looks to me like a mutton snapper. Woo-hoo!
That evening, we made it to Los Morros, our final destination in Cuba. We had planned to get the latest weather information and wait for a weather window to cross the Yucatan Channel for Isla Mujeres, Mexico. But we discovered that a nasty cold front was on its way, so we immediately checked out of the country and shoved off first thing the next morning.
Well, we're leaving Cuba behind, and we're getting ready to cross the Yucatan Channel and heading over to Mexico. Our first stop will be Isla Mujeres, and we're really excited for a little bit more of a cruising convenience.
Our first international cruising experience in a country off limits to most Americans was both unique and eye-opening. But it was time to say farewell to this forbidden gem and set our course for the sunset, beyond which lay a new country and the promise of a new adventure.
But what we found out is that each one of us is a brain and an athlete
And a basket case. A princess.
and a criminal. Does that answer your question? Sincerely yours, The Breakfast Club.